Hello, everybody. This is Rock Wilder with SpeakRoc the show. I want to quickly give my analysis and my take and even give a couple of pointers for something that'll be a good learning lesson for Black people in reference to a story that just took place this week involving a Mr. Tim Tebow. Now, you may say, hey, what does Tim Tebow have to do with Black people? Well, let me quickly get to the point. There are a lot of feathers that have been ruffled in the Black community because Tim Tebow, again, has been given another chance to go ahead and flex his athletic muscle. Now, if many of you don't know, first let me start off by saying this. This involves sports. This involves football, which I can care nothing about. But what I do care about is life lessons. And there's such a meaty life lesson in this that it's not funny. And what's interesting to me is that Black people are finding it hard to cope with the fact that Tim Tebow is out here living his best life, going forward, and guess what? At the end of the day, he received a hookup. That's right, I said a hookup. Many of you may know what the hookup is. As a matter of fact, there was a movie called I Got the Hookup, around about 1998, dealing with Master P. It was about somebody who said, hey, guess what? I got the goods. I can hook you up if you want it. So let me just show you something. If you look to the left, not all the way to the left, that's me, but on the right of me is that spiky-haired moose gentleman. That's Tim Tebow, okay? Right now, he's retired out of sports. He's a sports announcer, but he just got bought on by the Jacksonville Jaguars by none other than his homeboy, his friend, his father figure, Mr. Urban Meyer, that guy that's right there in the middle that look like he's, somebody's dad. Like he's staring you down and you bet not do it. That guy. That's Urban Meyer. That's Tim Tebow's homeboy. Way back in Florida. Tim Tebow won a championship with Urban Meyer. As a matter of fact, I think he won 2 championships. But I digress. And that gentleman right on the far right with the interesting mustache. Yeah, we'll get into him. We'll get into him in a little bit. But it's going to be interesting for Black folk about who this guy is, okay? Now, here's the deal. Tim Tebow pretty much got picked up by the Jacksonville Jaguars, even though they had the number 1 pick, if I'm not mistaken, like this, the NFL draft, which I can care nonetheless. It was like a quarterback, I believe. Now, Tim Tebow used to be a quarterback. Some will argue and say that he was a failed quarterback in the NFL, but yeah, he was a successful quarterback in college. Now, here's the deal. I mean, some will say he stunk up the place as being a quarterback for, in the NFL. But here's the deal. Urban Meyer obviously believes that he's a good guy. Urban Meyer believes this guy has tangibles and he can bring something to the team. He can bring something to this team and motivate them and I don't know, bring whatever kind of Tim Tebow-ish kind of lifestyle and motivation that he lives. He can probably spread it onto everybody. And he's going to be coming in. I guess he'll be trying out in training camp to be a tight end. Not a position Tim Tebow has played before, but guess what? He's going to come in as a tight end. So I would tell you this. At the end of the day, Tim Tebow got the hookup from that gentleman right there in the middle, Urban Meyer. For no other reason other than I know you, I like you. And Black people are in a total disgruntled state because we can't understand why. So now that I've gave you some background on who Tim Tebow is, who Urban Meyer is, and what they did, let me give you some points to try to calm you down, to get your panties out of a bunch, to get your feathers unruffled. Urban Meyer did for Tim Tebow what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hook your friends up. You're supposed to. For some reason, black folk have fallen in love with this lollipop land fairy tale of I'm going to earn everything. Everything is going to be on my merit. I'm going to be better than the next person. And I'm going to win at all costs because I'm going to grind and I'm going to be great. Okay. Let me tell you something. When somebody holding a big joker that Urban Meyer is holding, guess what? That person's going to run a Boston on you. And for all my space player who don't know what that is, that's when somebody's getting ready to beat you down in space. The point is, he's going to look over there at his partner, Tim Tebow, and say, hey, what you got? Yeah, we about to run it on him. And that's what happened. So no matter how well you sat over there on the other side, black people, and you counted your books, and you thought you was going to come in and make something happen, it didn't happen. Because guess what? Urban Meyer holds the big joker. And that's all there's to it. Like, I don't know why black people, here's the deal. I feel black people have been petrified, terrified, threatened not to utilize the hookup anymore. As a matter of fact, I know when I was coming up as a young boy, that's what it used to be about. It used to be about, hey, hook me up. Hey, let me get in line. Let me cut in front of you. We used to go to a store and get hooked up by people. And quite frankly, I'm going to be honest. I believe we still doing it. But it's something about this corporate world. It's something about when you're working around other races of people, we get just beyond ourselves and we act as if the hookup isn't what's right anymore. And the funny thing is, every other race of human being is giving the hookup all around you. But black people, we refuse to give each other the hookup. We refuse. So when we see other races hooking their own people up, we want to cry foul. We want to cry river. We want to sit there and just, boo-hoo until the cows come home. Because then we want to start talking about fairness. How many times have I, Rock Wilder, tried to tell you, life is fair, people are not. Urban Meyer is not up under any obligation to be fair to black folk and their plight. None whatsoever. Urban Meyer ain't thinking about that. Urban Meyer ain't thinking about the NFL and woke culture. Urban Meyer ain't thinking about any other kind of situation the NFL might want to try to champion. Urban Meyer ain't thinking about that. Urban Meyer's trying to build the best team that he can build. And along the way, I'm going to hook up who I feel I want to hook up. That's what Urban Meyer's thinking about. Urban Meyer is not thinking about Black Lives Matter. He ain't thinking about none of that. But see, we as black folk, we don't want to accept that. We don't want to accept, so you just going to do what you want to do and hook up who you want to hook up? So you got it like that? See, that's what happens when you don't live by a code as a people, black people. That's what happens when you don't put each other first, black people. You get your feelings hurt. You get your feelings hurt and you still want to talk about the rules. What's so funny to me is it seems like we still haven't learned from Trump being president. Please explain to me the difference between what Urban Meyer did and what former President Trump did. I'll tell you, nothing. But this is why, black people, why your feelings are hurt. Urban Meyer did exactly what you're supposed to do. Utilize your power and hook up who you're supposed to hook up. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, let me remind you then. So you can go to any motivational speaker, any inspirational speaker. You can go to any church right now and they'll all say to you, group yourself with like-minded people. Find people who think just like you. Oh, does any of this ring a bell? Work with people who are good for you. Does any of this ring a bell? See, what's so funny is all of that sound good until you was left out of the equation. See, all of that sounded good as long as you was able to do it. But here's the thing. Didn't nobody tell you that you couldn't do it? Black people, you just got afraid and just don't want to do it. See, I know this is medicine that no one wants to hear. Black folk don't want to hear it. But I guarantee you, everybody that's of the Caucasian persuasion, like Urban Meyer and Tim Tebow, they sitting there like, I don't see nothing wrong. I'm pretty sure they sitting there like, preach, brother. You ain't telling nothing but the truth. So I'm telling you, this is, if we don't get our stuff together, black folk, you're going to find yourself in more situations like this. This has nothing to do with football. This has everything to do with life. This has everything to do with advancement. This has everything to do about moving progressively forward. This has everything to do about unity. See, but when we throw all that to the wind as if it means nothing, when you throw your brother or your sister to the wind like it means nothing, and you don't have the foresight to say, you know what, I'm going to get into a position in my life so I can bring the next black person up. See, when we don't want to think like that, and let me just be a little bit more specific. I'm not just talking about bringing up your homeboy, your homegirl. You have to be in a position, black folk. You have to work towards wanting to be in a position of ownership, leadership, influence to bring up your people. See, but when that's thrown to the wind, this is why so many black people are upset, because what they're really upset about is no black person gave me that shot. What black folk are really upset about is it has nothing to do with Tim Tebow, has nothing to do with Urban Meyer, has everything to do with, I can't remember a time a black person put their neck out on the line or stood up for me by giving me a chance, giving me a shot, giving me the hookup. That's what it is. Oh, I also said I was going to get to that peculiar mustache wearing gentleman over there to the right. Yeah, that's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's a billionaire. Yeah, I believe he's a billionaire. That is Shad Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Shad Khan is the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, and not for nothing, let me also say this. He is the majority investor of the newly launched within this year, the Black News Channel. Oh, the plot thickens. Shad Khan, billionaire, majority owner of the Black News Channel, or a majority investor of the Black News Channel, and the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't hear Shad Khan complaining. I don't hear him fussing, because you know why? This man is a businessman. This man is a billionaire. And guess what? Tim Tebow is good for business. Tim Tebow, Floridian. Tim Tebow went to school at Florida. Tim Tebow can sell tickets. Shad Khan is a businessman. This is business. This has nothing to do with hurt feelings. This has nothing to do with somebody didn't give me the hookup. See, black folk, our mind is all in the wrong places. I'm going to say it and I'm going to say it again. Your purpose, your motivation, if you don't want to see these kind of things happening and that you can't do anything about it, get yourself in a position where you can do something about it. Get yourself in leadership, get yourself influence, get yourself in ownership where you can call the shots and you can hire or give somebody the hookup, whoever you want to. Come on, black folk, we got to do better. Stop complaining about somebody didn't give you something and what somebody else got. I remember back in the day, they used to say, stop counting people's pockets. That's what the old folk used to tell me. Don't be sitting there counting people's pockets. This is what this equate to. We worried about what somebody else doing and worried about counting somebody else's pockets versus getting in a position where we supposed to be. And guess what? You can get a next 30-something-year-old used to be football player, used to be basketball player. Oh, matter of fact, baseball player, whatever the case may be. Let me make it a little bit more personal. How about in corporate America? How about in the next, IT situation? How about in the military? How about on the police force? You get in a position where you can call some shots and start giving black folk the hookup. I guarantee you, your mind will get off what the next man of another race is doing. Hey, this is Rock Wilder. If you can, go ahead and please subscribe. Go ahead and like to this channel and to this page. I would greatly appreciate it, and I'll make sure to continue bringing you content that will enlighten you. This is Speak Rock.